What's going on YouTube? This is Jabber Tech, and I'm really excited to get this speaker and review it for you guys, because a lot of us have Bluetooth speakers just like this. I'm going to call these dumb speakers now, just because it's just a Bluetooth speaker, but there's a lot more to Bluetooth speakers these days. And this is a smart speaker from a company called GGMM. It's the E5 wireless smart speaker, and this will run you about 120 bucks on Amazon. I'll leave a link down below where you can check it out on Amazon and check out all the specs. But it's a smart speaker because it does have Amazon Alexa built in, but there's also Wi-Fi built into the speaker as well, so it's a full-fledged DLNA speaker, so you can pretty much stream everything from your tablet or your phone or any other DLNA server right to the speaker directly, and that's pretty cool in and of itself. So this is a premium speaker, and by the price tag you've already guessed that, but they've used some really nice materials. Definitely some nice metal hardware buttons to adjust the bass and the treble, but we'll get into that once we do the unboxing. But let's take a look at the back of the box and see what they tell us. So we do have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built into this. Now, there are some limitations to this device which I will get into, but I'll mention one right now. The Wi-Fi is only 2.4 gigahertz, so I would have liked to have seen a 5 gigahertz radio put into this, but it is what it is. So you do have the ability to stream from your favorite music service. So you do have Spotify, Tidal, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and of course you have your Amazon playlist as well. Now there are 4 drivers built into this and 2 subwoofers, and a spoiler alert guys, this speaker sounds awesome. Really one of the better Bluetooth speakers that I've heard, and that's because you do have these knobs here so you can adjust the bass and treble to fit your needs, and that's just a great touch on a Bluetooth speaker. It definitely is slim. Now they are claiming 15 hours of battery life. We'll get into all this in a second. And if you do buy a bunch of these, you can set them all up together and have sort of a multi-room setup here. And not to mention they give you a nice output for USB devices just in case you're running low on your phone. But enough talk about this guys, let's go ahead and unbox it and check it out together. What is this? Thank you for choosing. Things to try. We might have to use this a bit later. All right, the charger. Let's take this out. This is your strap. All right, so this is obviously going to charge your speaker, and unfortunately it does not charge with USB only, but that's because this requires a higher output. So hopefully that means this will charge up a lot faster because it does use this proprietary charger. But let's go ahead and take out the speaker and check it out. Let me put that aside. We got some silicone for the trolls. And then we have our manual, and then your setup guide. Well, enough about that. Let's take out this speaker. Wow, this is definitely a nice looking speaker, guys. A definitely premium smart speaker. And just take a look at this on the back. Really cool design. Before I plug it in, just take a look at this speaker. It has some heft to it, so you know this is a quality product. I know that's an old school way of testing premium, but this does feel really premium. And just taking a look at these buttons on the top here. These buttons are all metal buttons. Really nice, clicky feedback to them. You have your individual bass and treble. And then of course you have your mode here, so you can select from Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or aux in. And then this is your Alexa button, your microphone button. So let me go ahead and turn this on and see if we got any juice with this. You see the Wi-Fi indicator going, there is some juice. So let me go ahead and download the app, and then we'll continue with the setup process and check it out together. For those of you that just want to know, Jabber, how does this speaker sound? Should I drop 120 on it? I'm going to play you some samples, and then for the rest of you that want to watch the rest of the video, I let you know about a few issues that I had, but let's just get into a sound test and go through the speaker together. But in one word, it sounds awesome. And all you have to do, if you like TuneIn Radio, play Hot 97 from TuneIn Radio.
Hot 97 from TuneIn.
It only takes one sip of an ice-cold summer drink from McDonald's to give you a quick break from the office, and you're at a party in the Hamptons. You spot future wifey walking up, and she said,
"Can you move your chair?"
"What?"
so I can vacuum under there.
With so many flavors.
Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
So this speaker gets super loud, guys, and I'm going to play you some non-copyright music so you can hear it. But this speaker is definitely amazing. It's awesome. And as I mentioned, you do have the bass and the treble selectors here, so you can adjust it to suit your needs. And the bass definitely does rock the table. This is a really nice sounding speaker. So let me play you some non-copyrighted music and you can hear what it sounds like for a bit longer. But I've played every genre on this thing, from jazz to classical to hip-hop to country music, and everything sounds amazing, especially thanks to these two knobs here that you can change the bass and the treble. So sometimes you want more bass and on some other genres you don't. And not to mention, talk radio actually sounds pretty good. What's going on, YouTube? This is Jabber Tech, and today we're taking a look at another great design from Bergen Designs. This one is the Elite Chronograph, and it'll run you $1.49. As always, I'll have the link in my description below where you can download it. Put it all the way up.
I just like the sound of it.
So that's a sound test. I mean, at higher volumes, when this is at its max, it does rumble a little bit, but again, that's to be expected with speakers from this size. But at normal listening levels, this is pretty awesome. So I'm gonna just play you one more sample, guys, and then we'll get into the app. So that's been a sample. Now, like I said, the speaker is definitely really awesome, and for the size, it produces some really great sounds and definitely makes everything more enjoyable. So let me show you what I mentioned before. This is a DLNA approved speaker, so I just switched it over to Wi-Fi, and I'll just show you how long it takes to connect to your router. Probably takes about 30 seconds or so. Once you open up your app and you go to your list of your devices, you'll see portables right there. So you can pretty much cast anything to this over your DLNA server. So that's pretty cool too. This speaker is definitely awesome, guys. It sounds really great. It has definitely impressed me, and I'm really happy with the sound quality. I believe you will be too. And it's portable enough. It's not super heavy where you can't just throw this in a bag. And not to mention, it does have the USB output back here, so you can charge your phone as you listen to music. And then you do have this nice aux in if you want to connect it to, say, another device. You can do that. If you don't want to use Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, just connect it directly here. So enough about that, but there are a few shortcomings that can be fixed with software updates, so let's get into that right now. But other than that, this built-in Alexa Bluetooth speaker definitely has my approval, and I'll leave a link down below where you can purchase it. But let's go ahead and talk about some of the things I don't like. There's really not much to talk about the app. It's a pretty basic app here, but you do have Tidal and you do have Spotify, but these two require you to have the premium service. But if you don't have the premium service, you can always just stream it via Bluetooth. That's not a big deal. But if you want to stream over Wi-Fi, you do have to use the premium service. And once you have the premium service, which I do not have, guys, you can just click on where it says device is available, and your speaker will show up as one of the speakers here. But unfortunately, as I mentioned, I'm not a premium Spotify user. I use Google Music myself, so I'm not able to do that. But if you are a premium subscriber, this will come in handy. And if not, just use Bluetooth. There's no big deal. So another issue that I have with this speaker, guys, and again, this can all be changed via software, but right now it hasn't been changed, so I have to mention it. You can't easily switch between Wi-Fi networks. So right now I have it set up to my home network, and unfortunately I'm not able just to click on a Wi-Fi tab and be able to switch Wi-Fi on the fly. You actually have to reset the speaker and do the whole setup process again, which while it doesn't take a lot of time, it does take about 2 minutes, and that is not really user-friendly. But it definitely can be changed via software, and I hope they do, because that would just make the speaker a lot more user-friendly. And then really, there's just one more issue that I had with this speaker, and again, that has to do with the software, and hopefully they can change it. I'm going to show you this little video here as I talk about it. I was just out sitting on the back deck of my building when I heard this alarm go off on the speaker. It kind of actually just freaked me out. I didn't know what was going on. What's the weather?
Survived this crash. It was taking off and a gust of wind came along, knocked it.
Just kept beeping and beeping. Well, it turns out that that alarm means that there's a firmware update for the actual speaker. Once I switched it to Bluetooth, it was fine. But once I switched it to Wi-Fi, it kept beeping at me again. And that would have been cool. I would have just pressed update and had it do its thing. But you have to keep this plugged in when you perform a software update. So I didn't have the cable with me, so I was unable to update this. But it is a limitation with this speaker that you can't just update the software without it being plugged in. But I think in the next software update for the actual app, they should turn off that buzzing and let the speaker remain functional until you perform the next update, or until you recharge it. Maybe have it download automatically, and upon plugging in your speaker to charge it, it does the software update automatically. But that's it, guys. That's really all I have to complain about. So let's get into the speaker and actually test it out and tell you how good it is now that we got the cons out of the way. So let's go into that and show you how it works. So let's talk about the main selling point of the speaker, and that's built-in Alexa. Now, I didn't talk about this because I don't really think it's a con, but you do have to know Alexa only works when it's on Wi-Fi. It doesn't work when it's on Bluetooth. So that's just another limitation to know, but that's not really an issue for me because when I'm in the house, this is so much more enjoyable and sounds so much better than my Echo Dot does that I'm really excited to use it. And it's as simple as just pushing down this microphone button here. What's the weather?
Right now in New York, it's 88 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly sunny skies. Today's forecast has intermittent clouds with a high of 90 degrees and a low.
I'm not going to go over all the commands with the speaker, guys. You know what it can do, but it can pull your Amazon Music, which is awesome. Let me just show you that. Play today's top hits.
The playlist, the top 50 most played from Amazon Music.
You're on your own, kid.
You are.
Alright, so I don't want to get a copyright infringement, guys, but it sounds really great. I don't know what kind of microphone array they have in here, but it worked in loud environments, even when music is playing, so definitely a thumbs up to that. They have some far-field microphones in here, and it sounds definitely awesome. So that's really cool, and of course you can ask it to play your podcast, you can ask it to play from iHeartRadio, you can ask it to do a lot of things here, and iHeartRadio works perfectly fine. So does TuneIn Radio, so that's just a good thing to know. Another great feature of the speaker is you can set them up and create sort of this multi-room experience. Now I only have one, so I wasn't able to test that, but in theory, it would work like my Google Homes do, where you just play one song and it sends the signal throughout all of them, and hopefully they're in sync. But I can only assume that would work. If you personally have multiple units of this speaker, let me know how that sounds. I'm really curious to know how that sounds. But this speaker, for the sound quality and the price, you really can't beat it. And I'm not going to say for the price, because I just hate when people say, oh, for the price it sounds great. This speaker sounds awesome. Even if it was at a higher price, I definitely would still recommend it. Definitely one of the better speakers, and always puts a smile on my face when I hear music from this. But this speaker definitely is JabberTech approved. Sounds great. But enough talk, guys. Let me know what you think about this speaker, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Peace.
Bye.